I wonder if you have ever observed such a situation. The leaves and branches of many plants, such as cinnamon and octagonal golden plate on our campus, are covered with a thick layer of black material. It looks like a layer of ash. One of my classmates once complained to me, "Teacher, why are these plants so dirty and dusty? Are these black substances dust? What if it is not dust?" In fact, this is not dust, but a disease caused by germs, Sooty, mold. This disease can be seen on many plants. If it occurs on citrus, it will have a great impact on production. Now, let's start today's lesson. Citrus sooty mold. Citrus sooty mold, also known as citrus sooty blight and citrus dark mildew, often occurs on shoots, leaves, and fruits. After the leaves are harmed, grayish-black coal stains are generated, with some black dots scattered on them, which gradually expand and finally cover the whole leaves, seriously affecting the photosynthesis of the plants, resulting in weak tree vigor and obstacles in nutrient supply. When young fruits are harmed by citrus sooty mold, dark brown mold layers are also formed at the harmed parts, with a few small black spots scattered. In severe cases, young fruits rot and fall off, resulting in yield reduction in the fruiting orchard. When the imminently ripening fruit is affected by sooty mold, a series of factors that determine the fruit quality, such as flavor and color, will be affected to varying degrees, thus greatly reducing the value of the commodity. Citrus sooty mold is caused by a variety of fungi, such as Capnodium, Chaetotheriaceae, and Mealy-ola. The first two are mostly caused by the secretions and excretions of homopteran pests, while the latter is pure parasitic fungi in the form of Mycelium, Parathecium, and Pycnidia. The pathogens generally overwinter stably in the diseased parts of plants. After the spores are reproduced in the following spring, they are scattered on the honeydew secreted by scale insects, aphids, whiteflies, Bemisia tabati, and other pests by wind and rain, which are used as nutrition for growth and reproduction, causing hazard and disease. The occurrence period of citrus sooty mold is relatively random and can occur at any time throughout the year. The peak period of the disease is mainly from May to September every year, of which the mid and late August is the critical period when the pathogens infect the fruits. However, many citrus growers often turn a blind eye to sooty mold, thinking that it is just simple dust and other sundries which will not have a great impact on yield and quality, so they will not take any measure for control. So this disease does not really need to be controlled. In fact, sooty mold not only looks disgusting, but also has a lot of crimes. Now let's count its 3 crimes. Crime 1. Sooty mold forms black or dark brown coal seams on the surface of leaves or peels, hindering photosynthesis. As we all know, most plants are autotrophic organisms, and they rely on photosynthesis to synthesize the organic matter they need. If photosynthesis is blocked, it will definitely have many adverse effects on plant growth. Crime 2. The mold layer formed by sooty mold will secrete toxins, which will poison the citrus tissue, seriously weaken the tree vigor, aggravate the water transpiration of the tree body, curl and fall off the leaves, and also make the citrus bloom less and bear less fruit. Crime 3. The mold layer formed by sooty mold covers the fruit surface, which will cause poor fruits and affect sales. Therefore, citrus sooty mold is an important disease that cannot be ignored in citrus production. In recent years, the frequent occurrence of this disease is mainly due to the introduction of a series of new cultivars and the continuous expansion of the planting scale. Some orange farmers cannot keep up with the change of rhythm in orchard management, planting planning, scientific and reasonable use of materials, resulting in poor management, too dense planting, shade without ventilation, excessive application of nitrogen fertilizer, etc., which further leads to the frequent occurrence of sooty mold. Let's take a look at these photos of sooty mold. What else do you see besides sooty mold? Yes, some insects can be found near the disease, such as red wax scale. In fact, we have mentioned before that honeydew secreted by homopteran pests can also induce pathogens to multiply in the host. This is a more important cause of sooty mold. Therefore, the control of citrus sooty mold shall follow the principle of controlling pests before diseases, and combine agricultural control and chemical control to effectively control the harm of sooty mold. Firstly, agricultural control. 1. Strengthen orchard management. The occurrence of citrus sooty mold is greatly related to the poor ventilation and light transmittance of the orchard. Therefore, in production, it is necessary to prune the tree body in time in combination with the actual situation to ensure good ventilation and light transmittance, minimize the humidity in the orchard, and provide sufficient space for the healthy growth of the tree body. In addition, it is also necessary to carry out daily management of citrus diseases and pests control, flower and fruit thinning, etc., so as to continuously strengthen the tree body and enhance its stress resistance. 2. Orchard clearing. After the fruits are picked every year, the fallen leaves, fallen fruits, dead branches, etc. in the orchard shall be collected in time and burned in a centralized manner, and then lime sulfur of balm shall be sprayed for 3 to 5 times throughout the orchard. If conditions are met, some lime powder can also be sprinkled on the leaves to promote the shedding of some mold layers, such as leaves. In short, all measures shall be taken to eliminate the source of overwintering pests and reduce the hazard degree of diseases and pests in the next year. 3. Reasonable and balanced fertilization. In the daily fertilization of citrus orchards, according to the principle of organic fertilizer as the main fertilizer supplemented by compound fertilizer, the application amount of nitrogen fertilizer shall be properly controlled and effectively combining basal dressing and top dressing, promotes the shoots to sprout neatly, and in an appropriate proportion, continuously renews the crown, restores the tree vigor, and improves the stress resistance. The next is chemical control. 1. Effective pest control. Aphids, scale insects, whiteflies, and other pests are important nutritional sources of citrus sooty mold. Proper control of these pests can eliminate the growth of sooty bacteria from the root cause and eliminate sooty mold in the cradle, scale insects, whiteflies, etc., according to the occurrence regularity of aphids. Different control measures shall be taken. For example, aphids, chemicals shall be sprayed during the germination period and before flowering in spring for control. In mid-May, for the whole tree, scale insects, chemicals shall be sprayed 2 to 3 times, with an interval of about 7 to 10 days each time. Whitefly, chemicals shall be sprayed from July to September for control. For orchards where sooty mold has been found, in addition to pest control, it is also necessary to spray pesticides on severely diseased trees or spray lime powder on the leaves to clean the soot after the rain. That's all for today. Let's review it together. Citrus sooty mold is actually a kind of fungal disease, which is easy to occur in high humidity, shade, wind-tight, and other environments. More importantly, they are also induced by honeydew secreted by homopteran insects, so insect control is the key. We should pay attention to both agricultural and chemical control measures to better control the occurrence of the disease. Well, That's all for today. See you next time, everyone.